Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Wives Union. I hope everyone's having a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe for daily updates. Sister Wives, Kody Brown's crumbling image, fake apologies, and failed redemption. Introduction, the man behind the meltdown. For more than a decade, Kody Brown has been the face of TLC's Sister Wives. Once pitched as a groundbreaking look into modern plural marriage, the show initially tried to present the Brown family as loving, united, and functioning under the unique framework of polygamy. But what began as curiosity-driven reality TV has devolved into a public unraveling of the family, and at the center of it all sits Kody, the patriarch who can't seem to hold his wives, children, or even his reputation together. The recent controversy swirling around Kody is not about a new marriage or family growth. Instead, it's about his image. A recent video breakdown revealed how Kody's supposed redemption efforts, apology tour, and vague answers about new wives are less about repairing relationships and more about damage control. With Christine Brown's best-selling memoir exposing years of mistreatment, Janelle and Meri gone, and fans openly mocking his attempts to reinvent himself, Kody's public persona is collapsing. The YouTube commentary analyzed one of Kody's latest interviews with Access Hollywood, where he dodged questions about adding another wife while simultaneously blaming others for his failures. The result? The result was a textbook example of manipulation, a disarray of words, and the unraveling of a man whose television fame is finally working against him. This summary explores not just what was said in the video, but also the broader context of Kody's downfall, his toxic patterns, and what it all means for the future of Sister Wives. Part 1, the Access Hollywood interview, what Kody said versus what he meant. The non-starter, I wasn't considering a new wife. The interview began with the hot question, was Kody considering opening his marriage again? Predictably, he denied it outright, saying he and Robyn are happily married and not looking. He described attention from women as dangerous, painting himself as the innocent man pursued by others rather than the instigator. The irony is striking. For years, Kody pursued new wives under the guise of spiritual callings. Now, faced with massive public backlash and personal failures, he frames female attention as a threat, not a temptation. It's the first of many contradictions in his interview. The redemption tour. Commentator Katie Joy notes that fans had speculated Kody's sudden streak of apologies was part of a calculated redemption tour. The idea, he's not seeking forgiveness out of genuine remorse but out of necessity, to regain favor with his church and repair his image for potential future ventures, whether in faith communities or on TV. Kody's interview was filled with loaded, coded language. In polygamist circles, men aren't supposed to hunt for wives. They're expected to be chosen or called to it spiritually. By insisting he isn't out there looking, Kody cloaks himself in the acceptable narrative while leaving the door cracked open for women to come to him. Blaming the women. Kody described how a woman emailed him urging him to repent and return to the faith. He framed this as a religious matter. She was pushing him toward spiritual renewal. However, the commentary raises an important question. How did this woman obtain Kody's email address? Unless he initiated the contact, it's unlikely she just popped up with an offer to join his family. The theory, Kody reached out first, but when the woman insisted he'd need to reconcile with his church, the Apostolic United Brethren, or AUB, before she could consider it, he twisted the story into her chasing him. Once again, he avoided responsibility, deflecting by blaming circumstances and women themselves. The fame excuse. Kody insisted he couldn't trust women's intentions because of his fame. According to him, women only approach him because of the trappings of reality TV notoriety. Yet fans immediately saw the hypocrisy. Robyn Brown herself was wooed partly because of the show's fame and opportunities, which Kody flaunted to bring her in. Now, Kody reverses the logic, portraying fame as a curse rather than a lure. He suggests that any potential new marriage would be tainted by superficiality, while conveniently ignoring the fact that he's the one who keeps clinging to fame and the paycheck it brings. The church factor. Kody admitted some of the women approaching him were embedded in polygamist culture. But no woman from the AUB could marry him unless he repented and regained good standing with church leaders. That would mean paying tithes, conforming to strict dress and lifestyle rules, and most critically, stepping back from the public spotlight. The problem? Kody and Robyn enjoy fame too much to give it up. They've met with leaders before but reportedly refused to change their behavior. That makes his insistence that women are the barrier laughable. The real obstacle is his refusal to comply with his faith community's expectations. Excuses, excuses. When discussing the collapse of his marriages, Kody framed himself as a victim of suffering. He described the last 5 years as painful and dark, attributing his anger, screaming, and abusive behavior to his emotional wounds. The glaring issue is that suffering doesn't justify cruelty. Christine, Janelle, and Meri endured pain too, yet they didn't lash out in the same destructive ways. Kody's inability to separate his feelings from his actions reveals a man who views accountability as optional. The Phoenix Act. Kody compared himself to a phoenix, burning down the old self to ascend once more in a new era. It's a flashy metaphor designed for public consumption. But as the commentary noted, words without changed behavior are meaningless. If apologies are broadcast for ratings instead of whispered privately in genuine remorse, they're not apologies at all, they're strategies. By centering his redemption story on camera, Kody revealed his true motive: public relations, not reconciliation. It's not just 5 years. Christine Brown's memoir stressed that Kody's toxic patterns extend beyond the recent past. From the beginning of their marriage, he wasn't attracted to her, mistreated her, and emotionally manipulated her with lines like, "No worthy man will want you if you leave." The last 5 years didn't signify a sudden decline but rather revealed long-term abuse that remained hidden until his wife ceased to protect him. Even Robyn's children weren't safe. Kody's negligence contributed to Dayton's ATV accident, showing that his recklessness affected all corners of the family. Apologies as manipulation. The conclusion is simple: Kody's apologies aren't about love or remorse. They're about silencing critics, especially his ex-wives, who now speak freely in interviews, on social media, and in books. He's trying to neutralize negative press so he can maintain fame and possibly recruit another wife down the road. But fans see through it. His apologies lack humility, his behavior hasn't changed, and his pattern of blaming women, the church, or fame remains intact. In short, it's manipulation wrapped in the language of redemption. Part 2, the bigger picture, Kody Brown's long decline. To understand why this interview hit fans so hard, you have to look at the trajectory of Kody's public persona. 1. Early years on TLC, 2010 to 2014. The Browns were presented as a functional, if unconventional, family. Kody was portrayed as energetic, charming, and trying to balance 4 wives. 2. The cracks appear, 2015 to 2018. Jealousies, favoritism toward Robyn, and financial struggles began to erode the family image. Fans noticed Kody's controlling behavior, especially toward Meri after her catfishing scandal. 3. The collapse, 2019 to 2023. Christine left, Janelle left, and Meri left. Only Robyn remained. Kody's public meltdowns, including infamous fights where he screamed about patriarchy, turned him into a villain in the eyes of viewers. 4. The fallout, 2023, present with Christine's memoir exposing decades of abuse and the family openly critical of him, Kody has resorted to a redemption narrative. But fans aren't buying it. Part 3, why the apology tour fails. Kody's attempts at redemption are doomed for several reasons. Public over private, real reconciliation happens in private conversations, not staged interviews. Pattern of blame, Kody never fully owns his behavior, always pointing at women, church leaders, or fame. Lack of change, his words promise transformation, but his actions remain the same. Loss of protection, with wives and children speaking out, the facade can't be maintained. Part 4, the fans' verdict. The fan community is almost universally skeptical. Social media threads mock his word salad and empty apologies. Many see him as scrambling for relevance now that he's lost control of his narrative. For longtime viewers, the Access Hollywood interview was confirmation that Kody is more interested in optics than healing. His Phoenix routine is just the latest in a long line of self-serving performances. Conclusion, the end of the patriarch? Kody Brown once marketed himself as the confident leader of a plural family. Now, he's a man publicly unraveling, clinging to fame, and blaming everyone but himself for the collapse of his family. His fake apologies, failed attempts at courting new wives, and refusal to repent for real paint the picture of a man who has lost the plot, and maybe the last shreds of credibility. The lesson is clear: when apologies are weaponized for image rather than offered for healing, they lose all power. Kody's story is no longer one of plural marriage but of pride, manipulation, and the downfall of a man who once convinced America he had it all figured out. You are welcome to share any video requests in the comments. I will make a video about it. Stay connected with the Wives Union for all the latest updates, spoilers, and deep dive recaps. See you in the next video. Stay safe and healthy. May God keep you safe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell button for daily updates.